Welcome to Community News. I'm Lori Nussbaum, and today I'm here with Alexis. She is a dynamic facialist and on the rise, and she's making a name for herself in the skincare world. So, Alexis, Skincare by Alexis, welcome
Yes.
and tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey, how you got started on
Okay.
this.
Um, so I started in this business back in 2013. My education started in 2009 with hair, Paul Mitchell School. And then I went into skincare and nails. My preference, of course, is skin. That is where my passion lies. I have been doing this for 16 years. I've been self employed on my own for 12. My branded name is Alexis Skin Boutique. Um, I went to Florida College of Natural Health, which is one of the top schools you can go to for aesthetics. I also got my bachelor's in science, so I am a clinical esthetician, which allows me to do an array of medical services as well. And that's, I mean, I love what I do. I love helping people feel better about themselves. I cater to all types of skin types and conditions, and it's just a very rewarding job or career to be in.
That's awesome. And you're from Miami. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about you. You're born and raised in Miami.
Correct. So I am born and raised in Miami. I have a Cuban Spaniard father. I have a Guatemalan and Austrian mother. I was raised here in South Miami area. I recently moved a year ago to North Carolina, and now I'm working on expanding my business over there. I'm currently licensed in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. I do have a space here in South Miami. I travel out once a month to see my clients for 1 week out of the month. And then hopefully in January of 2026, I'll be opening over there and I'll continue to travel back and forth. And I love my clients, so I don't ever see myself leaving them.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about aesthetics. What is trending? We know skincare is like
Oh,
huge. What do
yeah.
you do and what do you specialize in?
Yes.
And what's
So
the trend
skincare has
now?
come a long way, and it's somewhat of an oversaturated market. I started out with just basic facials and massaging. Back then, there really weren't any modules like microcurrents, radio frequency, microneedling. All of those things have been incorporated into the basics of facials. And so over the course of years, I basically either go to workshops or I go to trade shows. I get continuing education. And so I'm always knowing what the new ingredients are, what the new products are, what the new trends are. So there are so many different things that can be done, and depending on the clients as well and what their goals are or what their needs are. But I do microneedling. I do
So tell us a little bit
yeah.
about microneedling
Oh,
is
microneedling is my favorite. I love microneedling. It's my go-to service for myself. I typically alternate that and my dermaplaning, and of course my facials and a lot of massaging. So microneedling basically is I'm creating 12 microscopic wounds into the skin. I do use a numbing agent, so it's more of an uncomfortable procedure, not painful. In fact, most of my clients find that the extractions are worse than the microneedling. And so what I'm doing is I'm creating this tiny puncture wound. And then what happens is the skin basically just tries to recover from that wound, just like any other wound on our body. And what it does is it starts to produce collagen. And so it helps with fine lines, with wrinkles, with texture, hyperpigmentation, acne scarring. For me, it's one of my favorite services. It can be used on any type of skin type. The difference is that you have to choose different depths, different speeds, depending on the products you're using to incorporate with your micro. But anyone can pretty much do micro, and everybody loves the results of it.
and it's something that you should probably do like ongoing to help the skin rejuvenate, look good, that type of
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. I tell people you can do it on an every 4 to 6 weeks basis for at least the first three treatments. Thereafter, it can be like a maintenance where I do it seasonally for myself. And you'll start to notice the changes in the skin. And then it's like, oh, it's time for that micro. And so my clients come in and they do it and they love it.
Now, let me ask you a question. What about like skincare? I mean, we live in South Florida. It's hot. Sun is
Mhm.
damaging and horrible for you.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about, are these all these things help
Mhm.
maintain your skin, and what type of sunscreen should we be using?
So, a sunscreen of 50 or over, that means that it gives you protection of 50 minutes for the next 2 hours. If you're going to be in direct sun exposure, it's a requirement to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. If you're behind a computer screen, you also need to apply your sunscreen. People think, oh, I'm at home and I don't need to. No, there are lights that are behind computer screens and in
Really?
your home that trigger hyperpigmentation. Absolutely. If you were to skip and get lazy with your routine, the one thing you shouldn't skip is your sunscreen. I'll tell people just wash your face and wear your sunscreen at a bare minimum. We are in Miami. A lot of people do suffer with hyperpigmentation. We also have a larger community of Latinas. Therefore, they tend to be the ones who suffer most from it. It's also hormonal. So there are many different types of hyperpigmentation, whether it's melasma or from sun exposure and triggering. But sunscreen's definitely a must, and things like microneedling really help with the hyperpigmentation as well. And of course, depending on where you live, what the temperatures you're living in, what your climate is, what your genetics are, all of that play a role in what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis.
I never knew the computer that working on the computer.
Absolutely. There are now
That's
screens
crazy.
that they're selling that avoid the reflection of the lights of the screen so that they don't cause issues with your skin.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you stay up to date with all the trends that are going on?
Trade shows.
You go to a lot.
Absolutely. The trade shows include workshops. You sign up for them. I'm actually going to one this Sunday and Monday. So I'm basically here for a week. I work until Saturday, and then I'm driving up to Fort Lauderdale, and I'll be attending the IESC trade show, which is specifically for aesthetics. And it's basically all of the companies come together and they're marketing their products, they're selling things at a discounted rate, or they're doing the education, and anything that's new in the market, it's going to be there. So you can sign up for the workshops. You can sit in a classroom setting where the company is educating you on that specific treatment or product. And then there's just booths, large
So you're
room
learning about
full of
all.
booths. And so I do this like on at least once every 2 to year time frame. Yeah.
And what, so okay, so you do the facials, you do the microneedling. What other aesthetics?
So I do chemical peels. I do a
Okay.
Metaderma European medical peels. I can also do TCA peels, which are a little more aggressive and more catered to tough or hyperpigmented or acne type skin. I do the dermaplaning. It's an amazing exfoliation. It's great for people who have no downtime and have like a special event. It basically removes multiple layers of dead skin cells. It removes the vellus hair, giving you a really smooth, soft complex. And then the microneedling requires a little more downtime. And then there's stem cells that we can do. And then there's different types of serums that I can incorporate. There's different types of masks. The list goes on and on. There are so many things
There's
that
so
can be
many.
done. My favorite and most important ones are my microcurrents, my microneedling, and facial massage. I am known for my facial massage. There is nothing better that you can do for your skin at home or in the treatment room than a facial massage.
And
I don't
why
care.
is that? Why is that?
So when you're massaging the skin, you're stimulating blood cells. And when you do that, you naturally produce collagen. So as you massage, you should always go upward strokes. Gravity's going to bring you down over the course of years. And you want to tap, tap, tap. You want to get that blood flow going. So if you're flushed and your cheeks are red after a massage, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. And so it just stimulates and it helps. To be honest, I've been doing this for 16 years. We didn't have all these fancy modules back
not at
then.
all.
I'm 43 years old and I stick to religiously.
And you look amazing.
Thank you. And I stick to religiously massaging my skin. Like I tell and I rave people, get yourself a good rosehip oil, massage your skin. And yeah, they sell all these fancy tools out there that can help, but really there's nothing better than your fingers. So,
Well, that's good to know.
yeah, right. Everybody should do
It's
massaging.
not like you're pushing any particular products or anything.
No, It's something that can be done at home. Everybody has access to it. You could even use a Neosporin if you wanted. You can use an Aquaphor if you wanted. I love my rosehip oil, and it's a good flow.
And it's the same with the products. Just go get a good sunscreen.
If you're doing your routine every morning and every night, automatically you're stimulating and you're massaging your skin. I tell people, you only see me once every 4 to 6 weeks. That's one time. You wash your face 60 times in a month. Imagine if you spent just a little extra time massaging your skin. It makes all the difference in the world.
Of course. So tell me a little bit, what is the most challenging skin issues that you've had with your clients in the past?
So it's actually my specialty, acne. So acne is one of the most difficult skin conditions to treat. It requires a change in diet. It requires a change in routine. It is a trial and error situation. In most cases, I would say I'm 90% on point with diagnosing and giving the right products. Sometimes we do need to switch a product out here and there. I keep open communication with my clients. If something doesn't feel right, you reach out to me. We don't want you oily. We don't want you dry. We want you balanced. But diet is key. I tell people all the time, we got to remove dairy. We've got to remove fried foods. So it's about your lifestyle as well. Clearing the gut clears the skin.
Yes,
and everything.
I've heard that so much because I know my son has a gut issue.
Yeah.
And I've heard that really makes it. Yeah.
It helps in so many ways that's just beyond our skin. What we eat is what we are. And clearing and having a healthy gut shows in other parts of your body or your health. I mean, there's a reason why we have as many illnesses as we have in today's days.
100%.
And it's because of the modifications in our food. So if you were just to break down the ingredients to what cavemen ate, then you'd be doing yourself a huge favor.
Right. But so you say acne is your challenge.
Yes.
And then there are people that, the doctors say take medication for the acne and, and it helps because internally it does help. But
depends on the client. I have many people who come to me desperate to treat their acne, who have tried all types of topicals, and I always remove, and depending again on the circumstances and on the client, whether I remove certain topicals or certain antibiotics, there are other ways to go. In my 16 years, I have only recommended 2 clients to really go in and do deep clinical treatments. Again, when we start to change those diets and those routines, most of my clients get really good results. Acne is very difficult to treat. I love to treat acne because I myself had acne, and it's incredible what you can do for these clients and how you can make them feel better about themselves.
Sure, of course.
So yes, acne is definitely one of the hardest to treat. Rosacea can be a little delicate as well, but acne and anti-aging are my go-to.
Okay. So let me ask you, what strategies do you use to create a comfortable and relaxing experience for your clients? I know you love this one.
I love this because I feel like we are in a oversaturated market where everybody is doing this. What sets me apart is I meet clinical with relaxation. And so my treatments, I typically turn down the lights. I put on some nice, peaceful, relaxing music. I always start my clients with a good essential oil, and I do some nice deep breathing with them just to get them into the mood. Then I come in with a warm towel on their décolleté. I give a little bit of pressure. I apply it onto the face. I also apply some pressure. Humans like touch. And that was one thing that I learned in school. Touch your clients. They like it. And then I go into the cleansing and the exfoliating, and the extraction part is a little uncomfortable. I'm very thorough. I'm very quick with my extractions. And then comes the facial massage. Everybody loves the facial massage. And the idea with my facial massage, I can't say that I do the same thing for all my clients. There's an energy that's exchanged. And when I start to massage my clients, I never disconnect from my client. Once my hands are on my client, for example, I need more massage oil, I'll reach over with one palm, pump it, never remove my other hand, and come back and continue, because you are exchanging energy. Sometimes I even, depending on what the client is feeling at that moment, I wish them good energy or good vibes, or to heal from whatever it is that they're going through. And so I love the massage part of it. And then I go into putting on a mask, whatever mask it is that they need. And then I give them the rest of their massage. So I massage their décolleté, their arms, their shoulders, the back of their neck. And that is where, like, that's the happy ending. That's everybody's
You're so
favorite.
into what you do,
I
which
love
is
what I do.
such a, I mean, that's just really nice.
I
you
love
know?
what I do. I
That's
have a
what-
passion for it. I really do.
All right. So let's get into pricing on some of this.
Okay.
What are we looking at? How much does it cost to get a facial?
Okay, so at a basic facial, I find that my price is actually quite reasonable in comparison to the South Miami area. I start my basic at $110. That doesn't include any modules. That just includes the cleaning, the exfoliation, the basics of a skincare treatment. And then they can go up to about $150, depending on what treatment you're doing, depending on the modifications of the devices or the modifications of the type of products that I'm using. I obviously have higher scale products that I use when it comes to age-defying facials. Then there's the hydrofacial, which goes up to $150. The microneedling, I think it's like $170, $180. Again, there are people charging $300 and up for a microneedling.
Right.
And so,
right.
again, I want to make my prices reasonable. Obviously, it's my business, but I also want people to feel comfortable being able to have their treatments, because, again, it's not just about the money for me. It's about
You
making
really-
I love my clients. It's not just my clients. These are relationships that I've built with people. I meet their daughters, I meet their granddaughters, and then their best friends come, and it's like a circle of just, it's a lot of love.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you going to get, you said you do all these facials and all the different things that go with it. Are you going to get more involved in doing like Botox treatments and any of the fillers, any of that?
So I'm not a nurse practitioner.
So
I'm
you-
not licensed it, but I actually just had a conversation with my cousin who is. She's been a nurse for 18 years, and she's now doing aesthetics, and she does it as a side job outside of her nursing career. And we've discussed years ago about when she was going to get her nurse practitioner license and what it would look like. I've been in the industry. She does that part. So just yesterday, we had a conversation about it. Like,
Oh,
what
that's-
are our future goals here? Like, let's do this. Let's get a location. You can do those medical grade treatments, the aesthetics part of like the injections and things like that, which there's a huge market for. And then I can take care of the marketing, the business aspect
Right.
of the salon industry, because I've been in it for so long.
Right.
So yeah, it might be somewhere there in the future. We're definitely entertaining it.
And so now you're here for a week, and
Mhm.
you want everyone to know where you are, where your location is.
Yes.
Or so you're at Zativa Salon.
That is correct. I am
And-
at Sativa Health and Wellness Center. I'm on
Okay.
72nd and 57th Court in South Miami. I rent a space from them because since I've moved to North Carolina, I only come 1 week or 2 weeks out of the month. So it's really convenient to have that space to always come back to. Yeah.
And how can people get in touch with you to make an appointment?
So you can reach me out on my website. It leads you straight to my booking. It's skin-boutique.com. You can also call me at 786-348-6478. I also have Instagram, so it's Alexis_Skin Boutique. And you can find me any of those ways. Even Google, I'm on Yelp. I've got great reviews, so if you want to look me up.
That's great. Okay, well, we have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Anything you want to share that you want to let our audience know
You know, so this
about
is a-
you?
Oh, about me. So I am 43.
Uh-huh.
Born and raised in Miami. I have a child who is an autistic child. He is 14 now. We moved to North Carolina and we moved there for a better quality of life. And
Mhm.
we absolutely love it. Devin loves it. He loves gardening. We love to do art projects. It's been a big change, but in a positive way. And I think that things are going to go really well. He misses me when I'm here for work. In fact, last night he was like, "A whole more week, mommy." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry, baby." I'm like, "This is not forever, you know?" So again, hoping to open up in January and that I can spend more time with my son and slowly step away from coming here on a monthly basis. And my intention is maybe seasonally, maybe training someone my tools or my techniques and have them fill in those spaces. Um, but yeah, my passion is being it's my work and being a mom. And I actually became self-employed because of the flexibility that I needed for my child. My child was born under very extreme conditions, and working for a salon industry, you are on a commission base, and therefore, if you're not in that chair, you're not making them money.
Right.
So at some point, I just had to step away from working for someone because my child required a lot of therapy. And so he's what has driven me to do this. And it's one of the best things that I've ever been able to do for myself and my family because there's that quality time. There was no one who could ever tell me, you can't be there for your son again. So I'm full-time mom and I'm a great mom, not to toot my own horn. I'm an amazing mom. I love being a mom and I love my work. I'm passionate about many things in life. Life is short, you know. Let's live it as good people and be happy, and let's take care of our skin, let's take care of our bodies. It's not just about feeling beautiful, it's about feeling beautiful as well.
This was wonderful. I'm so happy that you came here today and that we
Thank
did
you.
this show because you're dynamic. You're so invigorating, and I can't wait to come and try a facial.
You'll love
I'm sure.
it.
And I wish you so much success and luck. And for those of you that want to reach Alexis, you know how to get in touch with her. And have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us.